And good morning. I'm your friend Scotty Ray along with.
Candace May.
And good morning to you.
Good morning to you.
I see you survived your Monday yesterday and came back once again.
Yes, sure did. Yeah.
Busy day?
Yeah, chiropractor appointments, just taking care of some loose ends of things I needed to get taken care of before the kids go back to school. So that's about it.
You know, I went down North Hill Street and I asked you a minute ago what you knew about it. Across from Northcrest Baptist over the skating ring, the food thing over there.
Yeah, it looks like a mini carnival thing, but I didn't really see rides. I think it's just mainly food. Okay. I think it's just it looks kind of like food trucks you'd see at the fair. But
so are you one of those big junkies on the funnel cakes that you got to have them when you bump into?
I love them, but I'm so weird when it comes to stuff about germs and all that kind of. I mean, I don't know.
Are you bad about? Do you go honestly say you go to the fair and don't want to buy anything because you're scared of them?
Well, I mean, I didn't used to be that way. When I was younger, we rode all the rides. I mean, somebody could get sick in one, they just kind of hose it out. We get on in there. It didn't bother us when we were younger, but like now.
So has it got to the point where you're scared of vaccines also? You go, I don't know.
Well, I mean, this one that's coming up, since I don't know how much research will be done on that before they try it out on people. That's the only thing,
You're right on that because they want this quick and they want it out there.
Yeah, and then you start hearing about side effects and all that later on, because the whole thing is just so uncertain. There's so many you don't know what's going to happen with the disease. There's so many different symptoms, and then I don't know. It's just kind of scary. The whole thing's scary.
So how many times have you jumped out of your car, because I've done this like 5 times, and walked in the store and you realize, oh, yeah, I didn't bring that mask, and you have to turn around.
I did that the other day. And look, my mask broke the other day. We were in Jackson after we went on to Jackson after we went to Brandon, and my mask broke. And so, I had to find a stapler. I know that looked really good. And staple the strap to the thing because, I mean, I wasn't going to have one, and I didn't have one. Then I was getting out somewhere the other day, and I had my mask in my hand, and the wind blew it out of my hand and blew it under a car. So I didn't have a mask then. And I was like, oh, my goodness. But
they are extremely hard to keep up with. You have
the disposable ones are.
Yeah. You have to cram them in your doors underneath the seat, a spare one in case you go somewhere, and that does happen.
Yeah, I will say this, though. If you wear the cloth mask, you need to wash your mask. Regularly wash your mask. Yes, because I had done some reading the other night. I was reading on some things, and they were saying that someone had developed Legionnaire's disease, which is from the moisture that it's in the mask. It's like a bacteria that's caused by moisture. It can be on your shower heads. It can be in hot tubs. It's some kind of a bacteria that causes
phobia,
Legionnaire's disease, and it can get in your lungs, and it can be fatal. So you really need to wash your mask, and if you have the kind that are disposable, if you're going to wear it more than one time, a friend of mine, which is a nurse, said that you can mist it with, I don't know if she's talking about alcohol. You need to double check this. Do not depend on just what I say.
But clean it in some way.
Yeah, just sanitize it. And she said you could even maybe put it in a paper bag to let it dry so you're not closing it up and it won't,
Ooh, well, I've learned a thing or two this morning.
Yeah. Just be careful. You can't wash them. I mean, you can't wear them without washing them, the cloth ones. So.
Stay close. We'll do weather next here with Scotty Ray's Weather. The Lauderdale County Farm Supply exit 151 off I-20 is where you need to go if you need a great pair of work boots. They got plenty to choose from. This is just an example of some of the ones they got. When it comes to if you work out in the weather and it's going to be raining this winter, or maybe you're going to be hunting and you need a great pair of boots that are waterproof, got those as well. Also for the ladies there, if you want some pink ones. Along with, now, deer season is not that long off. A lot of folks are already getting out, starting to set up their cameras. Plenty to choose from when it comes to cameras. And this is the latest thing. If you hadn't seen this hangs from a tree. It's the Power Station from Rack 1. It comes in different flavors there. You can get the sugarberry and the fall acorn. Hangs down, the deer go to it and lick it and put up your camera on that. It's the latest craze. I hear it's great. They got them there for you at the Farm Supply. Along with all your feed and seed. If you're going to be planting, that's not long off as we roll into September. Folks are starting to bush hog now and get everything ready. They got a big selection for all that. And as you start feeding, well, you're going to need that as for your deer and also for your cattle and horses. They've got all that as well. When it comes to guns, did you realize the Lauderdale County Farm Supply now sells guns? They got a great selection of guns and scopes and things of that nature, and also still plenty for the ladies. If you need the gift shop, they've got those knickknacks for anybody that might be having a birthday or something. Plenty to choose from. It is the Lauderdale County Farm Supply, exit 151 off the interstate. Drop in to see them today. They'll certainly be glad to help you out. As we move into our forecast today, so what's going to be going on? Still, one of the big things as we talk about weather is the hurricane that went back to a Category 1 last night and is coming up that east coast there as it goes through the Carolinas and on through Washington and on up the east coast there. As we get closer to our area, not near as bad as there as we go back to Mississippi and our area, it looks like it's going to be sunshine once again today. As the National Weather Service tells us today, expected to be sunny, not quite as warm as it has been. Now, it's going to be hot, 90 for a high tonight, low of 67 and a clear sky. Back tomorrow with sunshine and 91. We'll get a Thursday, sunshine and 93. And we'll end the week, the work week that is, with a high at 95, a little bit warmer as it goes into that. And coming up, I'll give you those rain chances for the next 7 days, but expect it to be great today. A lot of sunshine everywhere, no chances of rain. Isn't that great? It's going to be perfect here for East Mississippi and West Central Alabama. That's a closer look at the weather. Let's go back with Candace now. And good morning. As we move to news stories this morning, there's always something going on nationally and locally that needs to be brought to everybody's awareness, just what's going on. Chaos has just been sweeping this nation from one end to the other, especially our large cities, to where they want to defund the cops.
Right.
And it does make everybody nervous. As we go to our first story this morning of what's going on, Minneapolis the cops have put out a thing that says, do not fight with a criminal. Mm-hmm. And I guess that's in any case, you should do that. But it's pretty much saying, hey, there's not enough cops to go around. Yeah. Give them whatever they want.
Yeah, I mean, I guess they're just trying to protect the people. But it is an open carry. I did a little research. It is an open carry state as long as you have a permit to do so. But if you're just out in public, they do ask you to retreat. Unless there's no way you can retreat, then they say that you can defend yourself. Sort
of like you just backed up against a wall. There's no way else to.
Right. But if you're in your home, now there is laws that protect homeowners that you can defend your home if someone comes in there. So
in comparison to Mississippi's laws would be a little bit better for the gun owner.
Yes. Mississippi is considered a stand-your-ground state.
Well, that's good.
So, yeah. You can defend yourself if
you just never know the situation that you'll get put into.
Right.
And, and you think about all these stories like this, how many people are traveling now to cities like this for a vacation? I just can't imagine. Tourism has got to be off.
Yeah, I would definitely watch the news before I decided to go to one of these cities or even states. I mean, because there's so much defunding the police, lawlessness everywhere, all over this, nation. I mean, it is, and it's really a sad thing because, I mean, we're supposed to be supporting our police officers.
That's right.
And, they're there to protect, and there is some who are not there for the right reasons, and there's always a bad apple in the bunch.
Right.
It depends on, but that does not represent all.
No,
police,
it does not. That's a small percentage.
That's right. I have friends who their husbands are a policeman. I have a friend that her son is a policeman. And I have the utmost respect for them, and I hope people will respect them as a whole.
Hope that comes back around.
Right.
As we move to our next news story, now this is like a huge deal that goes on in South Dakota, is it not?
Yes, it is. Uh-huh.
So normally it's at least 500,000 people turn out for this. This year they're saying that 250-ish.
Yeah, they said it was going to be half, and now the residents of this town, like 60% of the residents, they're not for this happening. They want them to postpone it. But the business owners, they've lost so much money due to the coronavirus and the quarantine and all that we went through. They've lost so much money. They're dependent on this. They're really dependent on it to try to pick up the slack from what they've lost. So I can understand, I can understand both sides.
Yeah.
It is scary getting that many people together,
Am I not wrong? Isn't this hadn't I seen video on this? Isn't this like a wild, extremely wild
I think
get-together?
It probably is. They say that there's concerts that go on, and there's food and vendors, and there's all kind of stuff that goes on. I've never been to anything like that, but I'm sure it does pretty much get wild. I know a while back there was some people when the Antifa there was a big talk about that.
Yeah.
They were talking about, oh, the Antifa was going to go to Sturgis. I don't really think that's a wise idea.
You know, that's I'm gonna go out on a limb and say there's some rednecks there.
Yeah, I wouldn't recommend that.
No, it'd be some whooping. These guys are, I mean, they're tough. They're tough.
Yeah, I hope that does not happen. I hope everything's peaceful. I hope the business owners can pick up what they lost as far as revenue, and I wish them all well.
Yeah, I do too. As we, this is just as we were saying a minute ago. There's some bad, there's some good, and everything. But this cop here in Maryland was investigating a death scene. He goes back and takes the guns from the guy.
Yeah. It doesn't surprise me.
No, it doesn't.
Like that. I mean, it kind of does, but then it doesn't. Like we just said, there's always a bad apple in the bunch, and he's one of them, obviously.
We have gotten to a point in our history to where nothing's really shocking anymore.
Yeah. But that's a sad situation. You can imagine.
Taken from the dead. As we move to other things, I just cannot. I do not believe. Now, this story comes from the Daily Mail. They ran a story on it and said that riding the subway is safer than going to work.
Yeah. Reading that when it says that it thrives on enclosed indoor spaces, well, that's enclosed.
Yeah, the door's
it might
open.
not be closed for a long period of time, but it's still enclosed. There's still people, sitting on the seats right after each other, holding onto the handles right after each other. And I know the hard surfaces, when this first came out about the coronavirus, they said that it could live on hard surfaces for like 72 hours.
We were leaving groceries out back for like 3 days because we were scared.
And and still, going in the grocery store even, I sanitized the buggy handle and stuff.
But at work, they're going to clean and clean and clean to where a subway, you don't know what's been on there.
Yeah.
I can't.
Yeah, that's hard for me to believe, but, I know that they do make like a hydrogen peroxide fogger machine that you can put in schools.
You are up on this germ stuff.
Look, I'm telling you, I don't know if that's what the schools are using. Look, you laugh, but I'm telling you. Look, you got to think about all this. But anyway, the schools are using some kind of something to sanitize the rooms. But that does, supposedly in like 2 minutes, it will sanitize the whole room, just a fogger.
This just goes back to me going, well, you can't believe everything you read.
Well, I did. I researched it.
Yeah.
I did. I even researched buying a machine to just think about, just so, because I have people ask me all the time in conversation when I'm doing people's hair. There's teachers that come in.
Right.
There's people who work in all, types of businesses. So, they could benefit from that.
Well, I can see that.
I'm a germaphobe. I'm sorry.
Now, this is just a sad thing. Now, this happened in Florida to where a guy goes in, orders something. No, a woman goes in and orders something. It takes too long to get the order, so she tells him, I'm going to get my man. Well,
yeah.
She does.
Yeah. For $40 worth of food at the Burger King. Now, $40 worth of food would take a little while, I would think, to kind of,
absolutely.
Put in the bags and get ready. And so have a little patience, people. My goodness.
Yeah,
don't kill somebody over it. And the poor boy that was only working there for just a short period of time was probably
22 years old.
Probably still trying to get used to learning how to do things.
Yeah, hamburger on top of it.
Yeah.
People.
Have patience.
Yeah. And we're talking to good people, but there's some bad people in the world, and the Lord have mercy.
Yeah, I'm not great on having patience myself, but I believe that I could kind of show a little bit of support to some people who are having a hard time trying to get everybody in and take care of business.
Absolutely. As we move to this, and I don't know if you were a big Elvis fan as I was, but
I like Elvis.
Elvis was the king. As they say, you remember where you were when Elvis passed away. I remember it like it was yesterday. But the biggest thing that's ever sold in his collection was his guitar that just sold, his Martin, $1.32 million.
My goodness.
Wow, that's a lot of money.
That is.
That's the one that he sang, That's All Right, Mama. They recorded it on it. A couple other songs. So a big deal for that auction there.
Yeah, that is neat. I've never understood people paying that much for a piece of memorabilia. I would love to have something, that I could say, oh, this belonged to so-and-so.
Right.
But I don't, even if I had a bunch of money, I don't know that I would spend it.
And Graceland getting ready to open up the gates for Elvis Week, of course.
I've never been to Graceland. I've always wanted to go.
I've
always wanted to go. I thought it would be
Jungle Room. Yeah, the neighborhood doesn't look like it used to when Elvis lived there. But Graceland, gorgeous, but it's not near as big as you think it is. All the pictures you've ever seen of it, you think it's humongous.
Yeah.
I guess in its day it was, but now not quite so big after you go into it.
Yeah.
But still, the king lived there.
Yes.
In other news, we see this all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Jackson, Mississippi has a crime wave going on. 13 people were shot and 4 people died during a 72-hour period from July 31st through August the 2nd. Now you think, well, that's some other big town somewhere way off. No, that's here in Mississippi.
Not far away, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're number 2 as far as the most dangerous cities in Mississippi. That's how they're ranked, as number 2.
Pascagoula, is that number 1? Is that right?
Pascagoula is at number 1. That's correct, yeah. And do I dare to say Meridian is...
We're on down the list.
We're number 8 out of 10. But, everybody has to work on this crime thing. I mean, I don't know what the answer is. I know defunding the police is definitely not the answer.
It is not.
We need to be backing these people and giving them all the support they can get,
Yeah.
Try to get this under control. It's out of control.
And we hope it does at some point get a grip on all of that. But, just safety tips, always know your surroundings.
Right.
Because we've had some bad things happen here in Meridian that the nurse, or I can't remember what she done for a living, the lady that went to the ATM in the middle of the night and got killed. Watch where you are. Make sure somebody knows where you are. Don't roll your window down for nobody.
That's exactly right. Yeah, don't. And, I see it more in like the younger generation, teenagers
I know
and stuff.
what you mean.
When they're coming out of the stores, don't be on your cell phone texting. You're not paying attention to anything going on around you.
Well,
but I see them doing it all the time. It's just it's too scary.
People
with
can
sex
follow
trafficking
you.
going on, and it's going on right in our area, I'm sure.
Because if you're texting on your phone looking at it and you're unlocking your car, they can walk up behind you, push you in it, and off you go.
And you'd be surprised at how many of these people are not working just by themselves. They have people on cell phones. The other day, we went in one of the local stores here, and it made me nervous because I pay attention to stuff. I really do. I'm one of those that I do pay attention. When I get out of the car, I pay attention to my surroundings. I try to pay attention to even the expression on people's face, which is hard to tell now with masks on.
Yeah,
but
it is.
I can look at, this was really weird. I walked into the door of this store, and it was me and my husband and my little boy. We walked in, and there's a guy on the left on a cell phone. There's a girl on the right with a cell phone in her hands, but she looks at him, and she does this. Like,
they're casing the joint.
Yes. This is going on, people. You have got to be aware of this. This is going on. What that was about, I don't know. But I asked my husband, I said, did you see the girl look at the guy across from her? And he goes, uh-uh. But, when you have children with you, you're trying to pay attention to them. You're trying to, I keep a hand on mine, or he's got a hand on on the buggy or something. But it's a scary thing. Just always be aware at all times.
That's right.
Coming don't take chances.
I'll come up and we'll recap the weather here in just a moment at Scotty Ray's Weather.
During these challenging times, there are some things that you can count on every day. One of them is that Rick Justice Automotive will work hard to help you find just the right vehicle. Rick Justice has late model, low mileage vehicles and 72-month, 72,000-mile warranties available on all vehicles. Come see us today, and we'll show you how we've been helping your friends and relatives find the car, truck, or SUV that was right for them. We will earn your business.
As we recap our weather for today, and again, it's going to be nice. Sunshiny day, high right at 90, no rain mentions whatsoever. As we flip to look at our extended 7-day forecast, as we start getting into the weekend, that's when those rain chances will start going up 30% on Saturday and 40% on Sunday. So we might get a little rain come the weekend, but that's on down the road. Few days off from that. Again, today is just going to be sunshiny and great, perfect weather. So enjoy it. Get to do a little something outside. I'd like to say thank you to Candace for coming in again this morning. We'll have some more coming up tomorrow with her as well. A big thank you to our sponsors that help us out each and every day. Hoopers on 22nd Avenue, drop in and see Allen, along with Rick Justice Automotive, Piggly Wiggly of Collinsville, EMEPA, also Graphics Guru there on B Street, SMI Automotive, San Marcos Mexican Restaurant, and the good folks at the Lauderdale County Farm Supply. Again, thank you for watching. I appreciate that. We'll have more coming up. Thanks for watching, and share with a friend.